Hi, I'm Yannick Hanfman.
I'm Ilya Marchenko.
I'm Dennis Kudla.
This is Sebastian Olfner.
It's Marc-Andrea Whistler.
I am Francisco Cerundolo.
And you're listening to the Game to Love podcast. Hopefully you enjoy it.
ATP Finals are here in Turin and the groups have been confirmed. Isn't that right, JG?
Yes, and I know you were speaking on the countdown yesterday how we could get a group of death. The more I've been thinking about it, I don't think that's possible because the pairings were quite even and now we have the group. So let's get straight into it. Less of the waffle. We have the green group. We have the red group. Green group, Novak Djokovic, Jannik Sinner, Stefanos Tsitsipas and Holger Rune. Red group, Carlos Alcaraz, Daniil Medvedev, Andrei Rublev and Sasha Zverev. Instantly, I'm drawn to the fact that Carlos Alcaraz was able to avoid Sinner. That's great for him. Yep. Rune was unable to avoid Djokovic, or you could probably say that's the other way around because Djokovic would rather avoid Rune. And Sinner, looking at his group, I think he's got a negative head-to-head against everyone in his group.
It's not the best draw for Sinner, but the way that we can look at this in a positive light for Jannik Sinner is he has been looking really, really good and in probably the best form, if not Djokovic, out of everybody in the whole entire Tour Finals. So he'll still fancy his chances, I'm sure, against anybody on a hard court these days, including Novak Djokovic. And that's one of the things that stands out for me. I know we don't get Alcaraz Sinner, but we finally are going to get Djokovic Sinner with the new improved Jannik Sinner on an indoor hard court. This is where he's been thriving. He's defeated Medvedev in 2 finals. That's something even Djokovic sometimes struggles to do. And now we're going to finally get that matchup. I can't wait for Sinner Djokovic.
I think they're extremely well-balanced groups.
Yes.
Alcaraz will be pretty pleased, I think. He
Yeah,
really
I
wanted
think
to
so.
avoid Sinner. I think Rublev is an unknown entity, though. He's never played him, and that's fascinating. He would have much rather Tsitsipas. I mean, if he had Tsitsipas rather than Rublev, then Alcaraz would have been winning. But that's not the case. And Rublev, I have a sneaky feeling, is going to trouble Alcaraz more than most people think he will.
Yeah, especially taking that Paris performance against Djokovic. I think that if Rublev serves well on indoor hard court and plays aggressive, he's a handful for everybody, and that's the honest truth.
The thing is, his game suits these conditions extremely well. The reason why the last few years he's not been great at the Tour Finals was I remember we covered him on his first year when he played Djokovic, and it was just nerves. He spoke afterwards and said how nervous he was coming out in London at the time. Well, that's where it was held.
Yep.
And he said all the lights, the music, the crowd, he couldn't handle it. That was the words of Rublev. We're looking at an older, more mature, more winning Andrei Rublev. He's beaten Djokovic since then. And I feel he's turned a few corners. So I don't think the nerve element's going to be there. And I feel like he could be a real surprise package in that red group. I think Daniil Medvedev and Alcaraz need to be careful because Alcaraz, as we know, not playing very well. He's had a few injuries. Medvedev, ridiculously disappointing in Paris. And whenever he loses so early in Paris, he then goes on in the Tour Finals. I think it's happened twice before and goes 0-3. It's happened twice now. So when he loses early in Paris, or was it first round, Medvedev, or second round?
It's second round because he gets a bye, but yeah.
But pretty much his first match.
Yeah.
He then goes on to go 0-3 in the round robin. So I'm fascinated to see if that carries on. And if it, I think Rublev is the one who's waiting. It would surprise me, say, if he wins the red group, Rublev. I'm building it up, and that's what I'm going to go with straight away.
I like it. He's going in, he's going bold. And we're not really speaking about Zverev that much. I know that this is somebody coming, I'd say about a month ago, we did a short and we even said, well, it's probably just going to be the 3 plus Zverev. It's sort of changed now, isn't it? I don't feel like we're giving him as much backing as we did before because he had 3 losses in a row. Lost to Medvedev, Safulan, Jordan Thompson. Then he lost to Rublev in Vienna and now Tsitsipas in Paris. So he's a beatable entity, Sasha Zverev, right now. But doesn't mean that if he suddenly starts serving well and then playing his best tennis, he's a handful. He could probably win the event. We know that for a fact.
Well, previous champion.
Yeah, exactly. One of the 4 in there. There's 2 in each group. We've got Tsitsipas, Djokovic in one, and obviously Medvedev, Zverev in the other one. And we've got our unknown entities in there as the bottom of one of the groups, which is Holger Rune, and the top of the other group, the 2 first-timers, Carlos Alcaraz, Holger Rune.
And we finally get a look at this new big 3. Sinner, Holger Rune, Alcaraz. Alcaraz is confirmed for Laver Cup next year. And I think it's very important that now the Laver Cup sign up Jannik Sinner and Holger Rune, because then we're going to start, I feel, the whole journey of like this new free on tour coming through. It doesn't have to be free. I don't know why tennis is always.
Well, it means
free.
Team Europe are going to start killing it again.
No, but it'll be interesting to see them 3 working together. I think Sinner and Alcaraz, they'll be more than pleased to do it. They seem to love each other as it is.
Yeah.
I've never seen such a bromance. I mean, even if they lose to one of the opponents, like, I'm so happy I've lost to him. He's so good.
Well, Rune and Alcaraz used to play doubles together, so they've got
I
a
feel like
good
it's not as
bond
friendly.
already.
Like the Sinner Alcaraz relationship is like they're like lovers at times.
Yeah, I feel that Holger Rune, they sort of split paths. They had like a falling out.
Rune
almost.
is the Djokovic one in the big 3. You got Alcaraz as Rafa and then Sinner as Federer.
It's the only way to look at it, really, isn't it? Yeah, I like it, though. I like the dynamic. I like the fact that they were doubles partners until they had to both go their own way to compete and really focus on their singles careers. And now they're going to meet head-to-head. Maybe they meet head-to-head in the Tour Finals. Who knows? These 2 are both amazing tennis players, but Jannik Sinner, he could be the person that divides those 2. Maybe he's the peacemaker. He's like, whoa, calm down, guys. Look, we're all friends here. Look, and he's trying to be the peacemaker when you've got Rune and Alcaraz trying to butt heads either side. Or maybe they're all just friends.
Yeah, looking on social media, I can see Novak Djokovic has arrived in Turin. He was escorted in with an umbrella. Someone was holding
with an
umbrella.
escort, I hope.
I'll send you the tweet if you want to bring that one up. And then we've also got some other tweets talking about some first head-to-heads.
Well, I've got the whole table of the old... I just knocked up a head-to-head table.
Let's put the first head-to-heads up first, I think.
Which one? Well, oh, wait, the one you sent me?
Yep.
Well, this one?
Yep, so coming up next week, Alcaraz Rublev first meeting, Djokovic Sinner first meeting on hard. So the only first actual matchup is Alcaraz Rublev. I've spoken about it. I don't think it's going to be an easy match. And I think Rublev is a different prospect, which I can't really compare to any other player. Maybe like a prime Berrettini, and that was quite good with Alcaraz. It was a good matchup. He's different to, say, a Medvedev or a Tsitsipas, or... Is he a little bit more like Zverev potentially, but not really? I think Rublev is his own entity on the tennis tour.
In indoor
and Alcaraz
hard, yeah.
has never played at that style because Rublev is the best at what he does.
Yeah,
big, good hitter from the baseline. I'm interested. I think we'll see some good points as well. It'll be great for the highlight reel. If Alcaraz is feeling himself, he's going to be scampering around, and we could get a really good match. And of course, Djokovic did a first time on hard. Fascinating to see. Baby fed against Djokovic.
I can't wait. I can't wait for that one. It's going to be very, very exciting. I don't know what to expect really with Rublev Alcaraz. The only thing I can say is I always, when I think back to how well Rublev does, we always think about all the songs I've made. You've got the Rotterdam, you've got the Vienna. He's always good on an indoor hard court. And I think we all know when his first serve is flying in, like if he gets close to 80% first serves in, Andre Rublev, there's nearly nobody who's going to stop him there. So I think Alcaraz may have his work cut out for him, but it's just about how each player handles their nerves. You got to remember, first time playing, you said it about Rublev, nerves still apply to Alcaraz as well. And he's not immune just because he's amazing, he's won slams. It's going to be his first time playing in front of a packed crowd in Turin. And Andre Rublev's been there before. And he's got some experience. So I'm excited.
Exactly. I don't know if we're going to bring up Djokovic arriving.
Yeah,
We've
let's
also
bring up
got something
Djokovic arriving. Here he comes.
Pretty fascinating. In 2019 ATP Finals, Holger Rune serves as a sparring partner for Novak Djokovic. 2023, Rune gets joined in the same group as Novak Djokovic. So 4 years the difference. You can see the photo of young Holger there. I don't know if you want to bring that one on the screen. Seems like you're always playing catch up with these tweets.
No,
but that's watching. An interesting one because he looks so young. He looks like an honest child there with with Djokovic, and that was 4 years apart, and now in the same group. And can he beat him? I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, exactly. Here they are anyway. He does look, even though he's still pretty tall, definitely looks a lot younger. But yeah, he's one of the only players in this tournament that I feel has the sort of match that can beat Novak Djokovic. Is that a bit crazy to say? He is one of those players who is... Well, I'm going to get to the head-to-head to show you what's going on in the groups because I've knocked this one up. Let's go to the green group first because it is the one containing Djokovic. And you can see here, Novak Djokovic versus Sinner has a winning head-to-head. Tsitsipas, lopsided one. And Holger Rune, level at 2 apiece. And then if you have a look at Holger Rune's, he's got a winning head-to-head against them all apart from Djokovic. So he's actually more impressive because he's never lost to Sinner, never lost to Tsitsipas, and has only lost to Djokovic. He had a winning head-to-head against Djokovic until last week. Yeah,
that's amazing. I think the Tsitsipas-Sinner one, I wouldn't read into too much. I think Sinner beats him now.
Yeah.
That was a different level of Tsitsipas. But Rune, wow. He's not got a losing head-to-head against any of them. So... looking at this, you'd think Djokovic Rune straight through.
You'd think.
The matchup I don't want to watch is Djokovic Tsitsipas. I think that is that's going to be more one-sided than the previous 13.
12-2 after that one, is it?
I think it will be a 2-2.
That's it. Or maybe it'll be 12 games to Djokovic's 2 to Tsitsipas. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that the most interesting thing there was Rune and the Sinner one. I was like, oh no. I mean, it is sort of, we've got to look at the recent stuff for Jannik Sinner because we know he struggled against a lot of players, say a year or so ago, and he's starting to come into his own now. He's a bit of a slow burn, hasn't he, over the past couple of years? He's been picking up tournaments, picking up the 250s, then he picked up the 500s, now he's picking up Masters events. So he's gradually building momentum and he's becoming what we think next year could be a slam champion as well. So,
well, he is the second favourite to get out the group behind Djokovic, and the bookies will have Sinner favourite against Rune and Tsitsipas. So let's see what happens. Moving on to the other group.
And this one's very interesting because if you see at the top here, Mr. Alcaraz doesn't have a leading head-to-head against any of his group. They're all level. 2-2 against Medvedev. Never played Rublev. And 3-3 against Zverev. Interesting as well. I didn't expect that when I was putting it together either.
Well, it was 2-0 against Medvedev. And then Medvedev has been fighting back ever since and won the last 2.
He's going to win 3 in a row.
Good record against Rublev. That's something to note. 6-2. He's also got a good record against Zverev. 10-7. So Medvedev's stats looking quite good. Rublev not the best.
I know.
Losing record against Zverev 3-5. Of course, never played Alcaraz. And then Zverev's ones are, I mean, we've already touched on it. I think the big ones like the 3-3 with Alcaraz. He's gone toe-to-toe with Alcaraz. Not many players can say they've beaten Alcaraz 3 times.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that this doesn't include, which it probably should, and I will do a second table when we come to do an actual preview, which will be probably, I'd say, tomorrow or Saturday. I want to do an indoor hard court one as well so that we can have a real look, because you can't really say, oh, well, if they've played each other 8 times on clay, it's not going to translate, is it? So this is just to get an idea of what happens when they face each other. I think it's quite a nice one to look at. Doesn't really tell the full story, but there's some interesting stats there across both of the groups and ones that I didn't expect.
Yep. before we wrap this one up, let's go back to the groups. And I want to find out from you, Ben. We'll give a more official prediction and preview later on. But do you see the top 2 players in both groups advancing to the semi-finals? That's what I want to answer here today, based off seeing the groups. Looking at our rankings, I know we did them yesterday on the countdown. We had the top 4 in our top 4 spots. There wasn't 1, 2, 3, and 4 in order. No, it wasn't. Sorry, you didn't have Alcaraz there. Sorry.
No, I didn't.
I had the top 4. You didn't have Alcaraz. I don't know why you're agreeing, but you didn't. So looking at this now, do you see Djokovic, Sinner, Alcaraz, Medvedev all advancing to the semi-finals? If not, who isn't going to be there?
Well, I'm going to stick with what I said on the Countdown podcast. I don't think Alcaraz will be there. I think he could be replaced by Andrei Rublev.
Yeah, I also feel Rublev could be there. But I think Medvedev could miss out. And we could see Djokovic, Sinner, Alcaraz, Rublev.
You watch Zverev.
We're both
Medvedev.
going big on Rublev now. I'm surprised none of us gone for Rune.
That is the main way. It could be Sinner out, Rune in.
So just to confirm, you're sticking with the green group, Djokovic, Sinner to go through.
Yeah, that is the wise money pick. I think you don't get much return for that selection. I don't feel with the bookies.
No. Well, there we go. You've heard what we've had to say. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, and make sure to join us for some of the live matches coming very soon. If you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, join us on Spotify where you can listen to all of our episodes and hear our beautiful voices. Give us 5 stars, and we'll see you very soon. Thanks for watching, and idemo nole. I'm a Nole fan now.
That's what we like to do.